Sometimes I feel like the hardest thing that we have to do as homemakers is try to figure out how best to manage our grocery budget. And I wanted to share with you the best ways that I have found to spend my grocery budget to get as much nutrition for my family with as little money spent as possible. I'm gonna go in the store and I'm gonna give myself a budget of $50. We're gonna find the best things that we can buy for $50 that's really going to be the backbone of a really healthy, nutritious meal plan that will allow us to feed our family for as little money as possible while still making sure that we're going to give them good, beneficial, nutritious ingredients at the same time. So let's go into the store and get started finding the best deals at Walmart for $50 or less. If we stay around the outside edge of a grocery store, we're usually going to be getting the fresher foods at a better price. So I'm going to try to avoid a lot of the things in the very center of the store. That's a lot of the ultra processed foods, a lot of the extra ingredients that we don't need, and that's not really going to add a lot of nutrition to our family's diets. So today we're going to begin in the produce section, and I'm going to talk to you about the things that I have found that are the least expensive but most nutrient dense options here in the produce section at Walmart. Now sometimes you're going to find some ingredients that are older and don't look very fresh. Avoid those completely. The longer a fresh fruit or vegetable stays out on the grocery store floor, the more nutrients it's going to have lost between the time of picking and the time that you cook it. So make sure anytime you buy an ingredient at the store from the produce section, make sure that it's fresh and looks healthy. Make sure the colors are vibrant and that it looks like it's the best option that you can find. So here's what I have chosen. All of these were very affordable. Some of them were on sale, but not all of them were on sale. They don't have to be on sale. Walmart usually has really good prices on their fruits and vegetables without even having to go through a circular or a sale flyer. So let's see what we can find today in the produce section that would be the best deals for our money. When we're looking for the most affordable, nutritious ingredients that we can buy for our money, potatoes are usually at the top of my list. I know a lot of people think poorly about potatoes, but they are packed with minerals and vitamins. They're really high in fiber, and they are right around 50 cents a pound. You really cannot beat the quality of food that you can get for that money. So make sure that you add potatoes to your shopping list every single week. Next up, let's talk about carrots. Adding carrots to your weekly grocery list is a great way to add inexpensive, nutrient-dense ingredients to your meal plan. Carrots are so healthy and so beneficial. They're also so versatile and can be used in so many different ways. So adding carrots to your buggy every single week is a really great way to save money and increase the nutrition that you're packing into each meal. I'm also going to pick up this bag of kale. It's going to really help increase the nutrient value of my meals, and also fall is the perfect time to add these leafy green vegetables into our diets at a really substantial savings. As far as fruit goes, you really can't beat the value for your money that you can get by buying apples in the fall. These apples were just a little more than $1 a pound, which is a great deal, and they are so easy and versatile. You can just eat them by themselves. You can also put them in recipes. Definitely pick up some apples this week, and also bananas. I love bananas because 50 cents a pound is really hard to beat, and they're so portable and easy to carry along. So although there's a ton of options in the produce section, these are the ones that I would choose. If you choose the green bananas, those will ripen a little bit slower, so it's always good to be on the lookout for those. And when we're talking about vegetables, never overlook the value of vegetables that you can get in the freezer section. Honestly, a lot of the vegetables that you can find here will be even more nutritious than the fresh fruits and vegetables because they are packed within 24 to 48 hours of picking, which is going to lock in all of the freshness. You can get most vegetables at Walmart for right around $1.25 a pound, which is really great when you compare them to the cost of the vegetables in the produce section. My favorites from the frozen section are broccoli, cauliflower, strawberries, and blueberries. But as long as you stick with the Walmart brand or one of the more affordable brands in the freezer section, you're never going to go wrong with anything that you choose, and they're all going to add a lot of nutrition for just a little bit of money. Next, let's talk about the protein options that we can find at Walmart that are really going to help boost the nutrition value of our recipes without costing a lot extra. Now, if you make a wrong choice when it comes to the protein that you add to your recipes, you can really rack up a lot of extra costs. But if you make wise choices and you're careful with what you choose, you can get delicious, high protein meals that are very inexpensive. So let's talk about some of the best options that we can find for inexpensive but healthy proteins at Walmart. When we're talking about saving as much money as we can each week, adding poultry for the protein in our meals is really going to help us save as much as possible. So this ground turkey is a really good option. Also, I found this ground chicken that was about $3.60 a pound, which is really good and really affordable. I like to stick with this brand at Walmart because they have no antibiotics. It's the free range option here at Walmart, and for just a few cents extra per ounce, I feel good about the exchange to pay a little bit more for a little bit higher quality of meat. But if you're looking to go bare bones, absolute minimum on your grocery budget each week, the 10-pound bag of leg quarters is the best way to go. It ends up being about 90 cents per pound. You're paying for the bones, but you also can use those bones for the bone broth. So if you're looking to save the absolute most money on protein options, that bag of leg quarters is the way to go. I did a little bit of price comparison on the ground beef just to give you an idea of what Walmart has to offer here, and surprisingly, the 100% grass-fed beef is less expensive than the conventional beef option. So make sure that you check the prices and look and see what is available. I always like to save as much as possible, but I also try to consider quality and value for the money that I'm spending. And so if I'm adding beef to my meal plan, I will usually either land with the grass-fed or organic beef. It could be a little bit more than the least expensive option, but for me, it's worth paying a little extra. But always be on the lookout for sales and make sure you check the per pound price for each protein source and you'll be good to go. The last protein source I want to talk about is eggs. Eggs really fluctuate in price. They're a little higher than normal right now, but they're still a really good option to add a lot of nutrition for a little bit of money. Also, make sure you check all of the prices because at one store that I checked, the Eggland's Best eggs were actually cheaper than the Walmart brand. So be on the lookout, look at those price tags, and you will find the best deal possible on your protein sources. The next section we're going to talk about is the dairy section at Walmart. Now, there's a lot of options here. There's milk, cottage cheese, sour cream, yogurt, different cheeses. There's a million different things that you could get for your family's meals here in the dairy section. There's just a few things that I'm going to add to today's list that will really help us boost our family's meal plan without having a lot of extra cost. We can go ahead and start with talking about milk. I know that I have a different idea than most people about milk because I really feel very strongly about raw milk and the health benefits of it. That's something that you have to research and study on your own. I'm not pushing that on anyone, but for me and my family, I go to a lot of extra effort to make sure that I have raw milk available for us, but sometimes I have to buy milk at the store, and when I do, I always try to buy whole milk. Whole milk has been found to be very beneficial for heart health and for nutrition absorption. So make sure and do your own research so that you can know the benefits of drinking whole milk as opposed to skim milk or 2% milk. But for me, whole milk is the way to go. You do also have to choose about whether or not you're going to choose organic or regular conventional milk. If I have a little bit extra in my food budget, I will buy the organic milk just to avoid extra pesticides. But sometimes that is just really not an option. And I feel perfectly fine feeding my family whole conventional milk, knowing that I'm giving them a good source of protein and vitamins and nutrients without spending a whole lot of extra money. I also always have to buy at least 1 pound of butter. We use a lot of butter. It is a very good source for cooking oil as well as a topping for breads and biscuits. It's always good to have butter in the refrigerator or on the counter, and I have always had good success with the store brand. I choose salted, but that's just a preference on my part. Lastly, let's talk about yogurt. Yogurt is such a really beneficial, healthy ingredient to add to your weekly grocery list, and I always try to choose whole fat yogurt as well. Sometimes it's hard to find, especially if you're looking for a plain yogurt. I really like the organic Stonyfield yogurt that's vanilla flavored. It is absolutely delicious. So if you have a little extra, you might want to give that one a try because I know your family is going to love it. But if you're looking to save the most money, you can just buy plain whole milk yogurt and flavor it with your own syrups or jellies, and it will taste delicious and be very affordable. I said we were going to stay out of the middle of the store, and for the most part we are, but we have to come to the middle for things for our pantry like flour and sugar. If we're going to cook from scratch, we're going to have these kinds of ingredients, and the center of the store is where we're going to find them. Let's find some of the best things that we can get at Walmart for our money. I used to always think that cheapest was best, and I didn't think about anything except the cost of an item, but I have really grown to understand that sometimes quality really makes a difference in the finished product. And so I have decided to make a little bit of adjustments in the way that I purchase things for my pantry. I will usually buy a higher quality flour and sugar in order to have better quality end results. I really like this organic flour at Walmart. It produces really good sourdough and regular sandwich bread. It's not bleached, which when I think about bleached food, that just really does not make me feel comfortable. And so I have found this organic flour to work really well. Also, the King Arthur flour is a really good high quality flour, and it produces the best baked goods. But sometimes every penny counts, and if you need to buy the store brand all-purpose flour, it will turn out and it won't add any major complications to the recipes that you're trying to follow. And the same thing goes for sugar. I have learned through a lot of trial and error and some study that the more color in a sugar, the better the quality and the better the nutrition value. Whenever you get white sugar, you're going to have all of the nutrients taken out, and you're just going to be left with the sweetening agent, which will absolutely get the job done. But if I ever have a little extra, I will always choose to get the natural cane sugar. It's got a little bit of a deeper flavor, and it also has a little bit of nutrients remaining in the ingredient. Finally, let's talk about some ingredients that we can add to our meal plan that will help us extend the portion power of each meal that we make for very little money. When we think about extending portions in a recipe, adding rice or beans is a perfect way to add healthy, nutritious food for very little money. You can get a 1-pound bag of whole grain brown rice at Walmart for less than $1. That is so affordable and so inexpensive, and especially using brown rice is really going to improve the fiber content and nutrient content of your meals. Also, do not forget about the dried beans section at Walmart. You can add so much protein, so many vitamins and minerals into a meal just by adding several cups of dried beans. It will really allow all of your meals to go a long way, and adding dried beans to your meal plan will allow you to serve meatless meals while still providing the protein that your family is going to need for each meal. After adding all of these things to my cart, the total price ended up being $51.60. That is so exciting to me when I think about how much nutrition I can buy for my family, even when things are tough and groceries are expensive, for right around $50. I could have gone under $50 if I could have found a 1-pound package of chicken, but this package had about 2 pounds, so it was a little more expensive. It ended up sending me a little bit over my $50 budget. But if you go into Walmart with the intention of only spending $50, you can come out of the door with a lot of good, high quality food and be able to create delicious, healthy meals for your family for an entire week. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I plan to create a series on this topic, going to several stores and talking about the best way to spend $50 in each of them. Also, be sure and let me know your favorite finds at Walmart. I know there are always so many great deals that I have overlooked and missed, and you are always so good to let me know about the best things that you can find at your local Walmart. So be sure to leave those down in the comments below. Check out the grocery list in the description box, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss a single one of the videos in this series. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you have a wonderful week. I love you, and I will see you again next time.